She's the toast of Hollywood.
Embarrasses me.
With a red-hot career.
All my life, you made me believe I was only worth what someone would pay for me.
Nicole Kidman is taking risks and reaping the rewards.
I really needed it, and thank you.
From her early life down under.
I always wanted to be an actress since I was 3 years old.
To the fishbowl that is Hollywood.
It was an eye-opener.
Get to know the woman capturing the hearts of the movie-going public.
God, I made something that that people respond to.
With Golden Globe nominations in not one, but 2 movies.
But I was very, very lucky.
Professionally, things are soaring.
I have to pinch myself because this will never happen again.
Personally, the year has been tough.
When a marriage breaks down, it's always a really horrible time for both people.
Nicole Kidman emerging on her own. Her story next, as E's tribute to the Golden Globe nominees continues. When the Golden Globe nominations were announced 3 weeks ago, Nicole Kidman heard her name read not once, but twice. Up for Best Actress in 2 different categories on Sunday here at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, she may strike double gold. For more than a decade, American audiences have been dazzled by this statuesque beauty from down under. But who is she really? Well, over the next half hour, we'll get to know the woman who during the past year has experienced the highest of highs and the depths of lows. For years, she was the woman in the shadow of the man. And when the man is actor Tom Cruise, the shadow can be a hard thing to escape.
I believe you were expecting me.
But she has. After starring in a series of smaller box office movies, last year Nicole came out kicking.
Oh, I feel like dancing.
Audiences flocked to see her in Moulin Rouge, and critics raved. Nicole was on top of her game, but professionally, things were about to get even better. Nicole followed up Moulin Rouge with the thriller The Others.
Did you hear it as well?
Hear what?
It also brought in huge box office receipts, and her performance earned even more praise from critics.
You have had a remarkable year. Tell me what it feels like to be you. Can you sum up the year for us?
Well, it's been a strange year, but in terms of having Moulin Rouge and The Others come out in the same year, that has been extraordinary. It's been one of those things where you just go, oh, I have to pinch myself because this will never happen again. I mean, who could ask for anything more, you know, in terms of work? So I was very, very lucky.
Luck, maybe a little, but it seems Nicole has been preparing for these roles all her life.
I always wanted to be an actress since I was 3 years old. I did things like, you know, do ballet for the next door neighbours, and they'd clap, 2 little old ladies next door, and they'd clap, and I'd be in my tutu, and it was sort of, that was the start where it was like, wow, performing's fun. So I think that's how I got hooked on it.
Raised in Australia, by the time she was 10 years old, Nicole was already taking acting lessons, and she'd eventually drop out of high school to pursue her passion full-time.
My mother always said to me, she said, somebody who knows what they want to do is very rare. And so when I turned to her when I was 17 years old and I said I didn't want to go to college, I wanted to pursue acting, she always supported me, and she said absolutely, because there's very few people that know 100% that this is what they want to do, and she said that she could never not support that. So they've always been extremely supportive and always encouraged me. And I don't come from an acting family. My father's a doctor, my mother's a nurse educator. So it was out of the blue.
By the time she was 17 years old, she was a hit down under, winning several prestigious acting awards. It was just a matter of time before Hollywood would sit up and take notice. It came in 1989 in the thriller Dead Calm.
When I got the part in Dead Calm, I then was, suddenly had agents from America calling, and would I come over, and there was this movie, and you know, would you read this script? And so that was when I really had to get my head together. And I came to America, and I came as this sort of wide-eyed girl who just was like, wow, this is amazing. And even though I'd been born here, I had never been back. So that was the first time I'd come to Los Angeles, and it was
It was an eye-opener.
Following on the heels of fellow Aussie stars like Paul Hogan, Nicole was unsure she looked the part.
I don't look at all typically Australian. You see me and you'd say, no, this isn't an Australian girl. My ancestry is Irish and Scottish. So most Australians are tanned. Most Australians look quite like Californian girls.
But this fair-skinned beauty would soon catch the eye of Hollywood's most bankable bachelor after working with him in the 1990 film Days of Thunder. And in a move that took many by surprise, a few months later, Nicole married Tom Cruise. The new family would soon expand as the couple adopted 2 kids, Isabella and Connor. All along, Nicole juggled the responsibility of family with an ever-growing career. Usually she does about a film a year. That is, until she was offered both Moulin Rouge and The Others.
The only way of loving me, baby, is to pay a lovely fee.
Taking on 2 roles like that, just a huge responsibility. Do you choose to be that busy?
I don't think I'll ever choose to be that busy again, because at the end of doing those, it was just, I was exhausted and satiated, but it takes it out of you. And so this year I've really only done, I did 4 weeks in a film, which was a supporting role, because I've just taken this year for myself.
So was there anything especially surprising for you professionally this year? Besides all the success.
Well, that was really surprising, I do have to say, because both, I mean, for the films to be embraced by the movie-going audiences was really surprising, because I haven't made films that have had huge box office success before, so that was so unusual.
So wonderful.
And I get people coming up in the street now saying, we loved Moulin Rouge, or, you know, we saw The Others. And
what does that feel like?
It's really nice.
Do you ever have a chance to just sort of sit back and smell the roses and really enjoy it?
I really try to. I mean, there's times when you beat yourself up, you know, and you're so tough on yourself. And I've really tried to go, this is special. You know, and I remember we were opening the Cannes Film Festival and walking up the stairs there, and I turned around and looked, and I just went, take this moment in, because this doesn't happen, you know, savor it. And Ewan and I sort of gave each other a hug and said, look where we are. Because it's pretty astounding standing up there seeing all these people showing up to see your movie, you know. And it's so important to remember how special that is.
Still to come, Nicole builds a body of work,
Away from the Moulin Rouge!
shows her body at work,
She is pure theatrical reacting.
and beats up her body for work.
I only broke 1 rib, but it broke twice.
Want a word to sum up Nicole Kidman's career? How about risk? From the unconventional to the unique, she's willing to try it all, even if it means getting hurt from time to time. Part of the allure of Moulin Rouge is all that dancing. But it can be hard on the body. Just ask Nicole, who during filming seemingly spent as much time in the emergency room as on the set.
We had heard about you blowing out a knee,
Yeah.
breaking 2 ribs.
Well, I only broke 1 rib, but it broke twice.
Oh, okay, well.
And while she's not prone to injuries, this wasn't her first time getting ill on set. American audiences may remember her from the 1989 thriller Dead Calm. Nicole remembers something else.
There was a lot of people that got seasick.
After all, this was a movie shot almost entirely on a boat.
I can remember hanging over the side of the boat at one stage, just feeling so ill, and it was pouring with rain and we couldn't shoot, and we were sailing back. And when you go downstairs in a boat, it's worse. You get sicker because of the movement. So you have to stay up on deck, but it's pouring with rain, and I can just remember my head hanging over the side and me thinking, what am I doing? Why am I here?
Mercifully, Nicole would make it through that shoot, and like the rain, scripts from Hollywood were soon pouring in. Days of Thunder with former husband Tom Cruise, Billy Bathgate, Far and Away again with Tom, Malice, My Life opposite Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne's love interest in Batman Forever, her first Golden Globe as a deadly ambitious weathercaster in To Die For, and Stanley Kubrick's highly anticipated Eyes Wide Shut.
And what are Miss Clooney's views on the subject?
What is this with Bridget?
She's your girlfriend, after all.
Is she?
With her film work going well, in 1998 she took a break to return to the stage, this time in the Blue Room.
I don't think it's either or. I think if you can combine the two, then that's obviously a dream as an actor.
And while she earned rave reviews for her work in the play, it was a certain 10-second nude scene that got a lot of the attention.
She is pure theatrical behavior.
Risky perhaps, but this is a woman who thrives on pushing her career to the limits.
Oh, how dare you? It cannot wait until tomorrow.
Like taking on Moulin Rouge. In an era when Hollywood says a musical will never work, Nicole ignored the naysayers.
You know, it's so original as a movie, and that's really exciting as an actor to be a part of that.
It may be risky to be part of a musical. It's probably a bigger risk to sing in one. How long have you been singing? I know you didn't just start.
I've never sung professionally before. I've never been paid to sing. So I really just started on this movie.
Suddenly the world seems such a perfect place. Suddenly it moves with such a perfect grace.
And that was the fun thing about being in the recording studio, was that I realized, wow, you approach this in the same way that you approach acting, in the sense that you explore and you try different things, and you can really use your voice in different ways.
I love you until the end of time.
Firmly established also as a singer, Nicole's next offer came from British sensation Robbie Williams.
And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Their duet would rocket up the British charts. Not bad for a lady whose initial fling with singing was a bit short-lived.
I sang in a band when I was about 17 for a little while.
You sang in a band?
Yes,
what
I
kind
did.
of band?
There were 3 girls, my 2 girlfriends, and we were okay. I wouldn't say we were, you know, well, we certainly didn't have a very long career. We lasted about 3 months. And we played during the summer at parties. That was basically, you know, that was the beginning and the end. And I sang the Blondie covers.
That is so great. See, that's what I want to see. You see that? You know?
You will never see that.
I know. Still to come, divorce.
When a marriage breaks down, it's always a really horrible time for both people.
Loss.
She suffered a miscarriage sometime in mid-March.
And lawsuits.
She flirted with me like crazy.
2001, a year Nicole may soon want to forget. Welcome back to our continued look at a double Golden Globe nominee, Nicole Kidman. Now, the year 2001 would prove to be a year of extreme contrast for Nicole. Professionally, she hit a gold mine, but personally, it might just be a year she would soon rather forget. As the nation ushered in the year 2001, Nicole Kidman could hardly imagine what sort of year she was about to have.
Do you set goals when you foresee a year? Do you have expectations going into a new year?
No, I mean, not in terms of work, because, you know, who knows what's going to be around the corner, who knows when you're going to read a good script, and you can go for so long and there's nothing good. So, but, you know, yeah, I make New Year's resolutions, like I'm not going to smoke anymore.
But as the year progressed, aspects of Nicole's personal life would soon unravel.
One of Hollywood's most famous couples has decided to part ways.
In February, we would learn one of Hollywood's most celebrated couples was calling it quits after nearly 10 years of marriage.
Obviously, there's been a lot of speculation about Tom's interest in Scientology, that Nicole did not share that interest. Also, that he was very interested in pursuing a movie career in Los Angeles, and that she was just as willing to sort of kick back and move to Australia with her children. So those were the differences that we know about.
On the surface, Nicole seemed blindsided by Tom's move.
He did tell a source on his new movie, Steven Spielberg's Minority Report, that Nick knows very well why this divorce happened.
The news of the pending divorce had hardly sunk in when we learned of another startling revelation.
Now that news has emerged that she suffered a miscarriage sometime in mid-March, we're not sure exactly when, she's been a little bit more forthcoming about what she's been going through.
How are you handling everything?
You know, getting through. I mean, I've got a lot of people who have been really supportive and really good to me, and when a marriage breaks down, it's always a really horrible time for both people. And I think that's, you know, obviously apparent, but we're both pushing through, and we've both got 2 kids that mean the world to us.
Legally, things would only get worse as months later she had to fend off a man she accused of being a stalker.
I'm no threat or harm to anyone.
40-year-old Matthew Hooker did meet Nicole at a bookstore last March.
She flirted with me like crazy. She gave me a knockout smile and sparkled her eyes at me. And I'm a single man looking for a good woman, so I was interested.
But a member of Nicole's personal security team testified in court Hooker's interest soon turned threatening, saying he had a physical confrontation with Hooker at Kidman's house one April morning.
He's a perjurer, and I'm going to have to prove that.
But the judge did not agree with Matthew Hooker, and in May slapped him with a restraining order, barring him from coming within 250 yards of the actress or her children for 3 years. With that resolved, in August, her divorce from Tom was finalized. And today, it seems the two have found common ground.
Personally, I feel very happy. You know, my relationship with Nick is, you know, extraordinary, and our kids and my work I'm very proud of, and you know, my family's healthy and happy, and so I'm very blessed with what I have, very.
And while personally 2001 was tough for Nicole, professionally, it has to be her best so far.
Nicole Kidman, Moulin Rouge.
Nicole Kidman, The Others.
With Golden Globe nominations for Moulin Rouge and The Others, accolades continue to pour in, including being named E's Celebrity of the Year.
Well, we're so happy to give you this award, and on behalf of the entertainment, congratulations.
It's really nice to get an award.
Well, let me ask you, mother to mother, with just such a responsibility and all the promotion for the films, what's it like balancing such a powerful career and trying to be a mom at the same time?
It's hard. It's really hard, and that's why, particularly why this year I just went, this is for my kids, you know, because I'd taken a year that was so much about my work, and they have been so patient and so understanding, and so this year was for them.
Oh, that's
and
so great.
Next year will probably be for them too, because it's, you know, there's times when they just need their mom, you know, and they need you there all the time. But it's hard traveling, and you know, because you have a 2-year-old, and you somehow kind of juggle everything and keep your fingers crossed and hope that it's all going to work out. Yeah.
I'm actually taking the rest of the year off. I'm going to just spend some time, you know, taking care of myself, taking care of my kids, and doing other things besides making movies.
2001 it's been a hard year. I think it's been a hard year for most people that I know. And so hopefully 2002 will bring a lot of light and a lot of love.
Next, Nicole takes time away from the spotlight to refocus and reconnect.
I think with what's happened in the world, it's been very important to make sure that they're getting a lot of financial support.
Despite work successes last year, Nicole tells us when it comes to Hollywood, she needs a little time away. It's a chance for her to reconnect with herself, her kids, and a pair of causes near to her heart.
I work as the ambassador for UNICEF Australia, and I also do a lot of work for ovarian cancer because I believe that that's it's a very insidious disease, and it needs the support, and it's not one that gets a lot of support. So,
do you feel a sense of sort of renewed motivation when you have so much success to give back a little bit more? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I think even when you don't have success, you're still, I think so much of being a good human being is having compassion for people around you.
because I think if, and I think you've really seen that in the way people have helped each other through, you know, what's happened this year in terms of the world being shaken like this and attacked, and you really see the human spirit and the goodness in the human spirit of people just going whatever it takes to help each other. And so, you know, it's important to always remember that.
As she continues her semi-sabbatical from Hollywood, she's unsure when she'll fully resume the craft she loves. But when she does, she knows what she'd like to do.
What I'd really love to do in the future is like an epic love story. It's fun doing love stories.
We'll wait for it.
I gotta get off of it first, so.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our look at Golden Globe nominee Nicole Kidman. And be sure to stay tuned to E! This Sunday, January 20th, for the Golden Globes Countdown Show starting at noon Eastern and Pacific, followed by Joan and Melissa Rivers live from the red carpet. And then at 11 p.m., E! will take you live to all the Globe parties as we catch up with the winners. I'm Kristin Malia. See you next time.
I'm going to get my helicopter license and do some stuff like that.
Wow, are you going to buy a helicopter?
No. No, I just want to get my license. I really enjoy it, and so I thought that would be a fun thing to do.
So you get a helicopter license and you'll just fly like wherever you want to go, and on a whim.
I don't know about that. I mean, you have to rent the chopper, don't you, and do all that stuff. But I just enjoy the sensation of being up there.